Hello, my name is Roy Philipose, artist and entrepreneur here from Philadelphia. I want to today talk about AS growth. It is October 2025, and I want to state that I'm seeking an ETF sponsor. As you know, my goal and dream is to become a portfolio manager. That's something I wanted to do since 1998. I want to run my own fund, and I'm ready to manage. So I'm going to go over that today. Um, I just want to state that again here, investments may lose value. I'm not here to give financial advice. There's no investment recommendations. And the purpose of AS Growth and any related social content is for Roy Philipose to become a portfolio manager. I want to state that my former employer, Vanguard, wrongfully terminated me because they assumed I was setting up a financial advisory business, and I'm not. What I'm looking to do is financial management. I'm not here to advise or manage your portfolio. I'm here to manage my own, and that's the AS Growth Fund. So that is what I'm looking to do, is portfolio management and not portfolio advisory. Two separate businesses there. And just going to go off here. The way I pick the stocks and pick the fund is my thesis here is that I look for investments that can grow 10x or more. So I've been very good with that over the years. And for the fund itself, and I'll go over the performance here in a moment, I've been able to identify investments such as Facebook, Tesla, and Bitcoin that has allowed us to outperform the market. Okay. It is, it's nice to have credentials like MBA and CFA, but it's also better to outperform the market. Okay. And that's something I do on a regular basis. A lot of people like to tout their credentials, but, results, speak for themselves. I'm seeking opportunity, and it's because that's something I don't get. And I hope to get it one day. I've been looking for opportunity, and I don't get it. I don't need abuse. I get plenty of that. I don't need that at all. What I'm looking for is opportunity. I know my fund can outperform pretty much all the funds out there on a regular basis. So let me go over more of this today. Um, you know, as a fund manager, you'll see a few people talk about their fund, and I'll occasionally talk about the securities in the market, but that's just on an occasional basis. Any fund manager will do that. So let's go back here to the fund itself. Again, long only equity, capital appreciation is objective, and of course the goal here is to outperform the S&P 500. I have stock selection factors here, 14 of them. Some I borrowed from Peter Lynch and Warren Buffett. Some I come up with my own. This helps me in my own style of investing, and it's been worked out, well for me. And if I go look at the performance, I'm good at identifying the securities that perform well, and that gives me the numbers that outperform. And like I said before, in terms of identifying these investments that can grow 10x or more, these big winners will do 20x or 30x. And that's how I'm able to get these numbers, these high numbers. Before it was equivalent to using one share for the year, 2016 and 2020. And then I discovered tip ranks around 2021, and I've been using that simulation. You can actually set up your own investment management simulation on tip ranks, and it's simulated, and it'll give you, relative numbers. And as you can see, the numbers outperform S&P 500. It's because I can identify those big winners like the Facebooks and Teslas that can give you outsized performance. And this is something that I can continue doing, going forward. Again, just about the X growth portfolio. Again, seeking capital appreciation on a primary basis, and also capital preservation on a secondary basis, especially when the market is not doing well. When you have a non-diversified group of high-quality stocks, usually less than 10 or around that number. Um, Investment strategy is long only. Same way with Warren Buffett and Peter Lynch, long-term focus. They did well just sticking to that model, and I intend to do the same. And again, the model is adjustable for all conditions. If I need to, go into capital preservation, I'll adjust it. If I want to, do more capital appreciation, that can be done as well. But the main goal is capital appreciation with the secondary of capital preservation. The model is adjustable and it has a focus on growth and stability. The investment model itself is hosted privately on TipRanks simulation platform. I did have a page and I made that private. And as you know, I had this portfolio now for 10 years that I've been working on and refining and making it better. And it's been outperforming the S&P 500 on a regular basis. If you look at all these numbers, these are accurate. My stock picking results are real. And this is where I can continue doing this, going forward. About myself here, I have a passion and skill for picking stocks, and I've been doing this since the late 90s, since 1997. I have a passion and skill to identify and manage securities. Someone like Peter Lynch who had that unique ability. And one thing I want to say is all this performance here, I do this on an effortless basis. I don't spend all day, looking at investments. I have like one screen. I don't have 6 screens, and I don't spend all day doing research. It's just I pick the investments that manage themselves. So little time is spent, and yet I'm still able to outperform. And that's why that's how I can do this. You see a lot of people spend all day on research, and they still only come out with smaller numbers. So just wanted to say that I do this on an effortless basis. I have a lot of real world experience, investing. I say close to now about at least $500,000, of capital gains, capital losses with a good mix in between. And this is, real world experience. You learn when you use real money. This is not just a simulation total. This is real money. And you learn a lot, when you invest like that. What helps me is that I'm an artist. And as an artist, I can see the things that make a difference between the, successful companies and the ones that don't succeed. When you can identify the future big winners like the Facebooks and the Teslas and the Bitcoins, that can really make for your portfolio. And that's how, you can, outperform, by identifying those investments. I just want to go into, um, you know, uh, the short blog I have here. I pull it up here, and this is just a picture of the tip ranks. I had this since September. Performance 28.47% as of September 10th, 2025. And I have a short blog here, short postings. Since I'm, in the brokerage area, I have limited information here, which is fine. Um, One thing going back to the, termination from Vanguard, that was wrongful because they had made an assumption. Again, I'm doing financial advisory. I am not. And that's why I have an arbitration case filed against them. Um, Nobody wants to be falsely accused of, wrongdoing when there's no wrongdoing. They also mentioned something about I'm looking to do financial advisory on social media, and I'm not. I'm not here to build a stock advisor channel and give you advice on what securities to buy. I've done a few for reference, but there's like a million channels, pitching over 1,000 different securities, and I have no interest in doing this. I've done a few for reference just to show stock picking ability, and that's all. What I want to do, like I said, is the real thing here. Now, this is the ARC ETF. I'm not in here to showcase this, and I'm just using this fact sheet just for example. Okay, I'm looking to do the real thing. This would say AX Growth Investments. Whenever that comes on play, I never set up a company. Anything I had in the past was all hopes and dreams, and that's why nothing is presently available. I never set up anything, regarding any investment company. But in the future, I would like to have AX Growth ETF here. AX Growth ticker symbol. Why invest in AX Growth? And this is what I'm looking to do. This is a fact sheet for an ETF, and this is the real thing. I'm not looking to do financial advisory. I'm looking to do financial management. And I hope one day I can do that and set that up. Again, I'm looking for an ETF sponsor. If anyone can help me with that, please connect with me and make any referrals. That'd be great. I have my contact information on the homepage. It's info@royphilipose.com. That is the end goal, is the sponsorship and setup of the AX Growth Fund. I'm looking, I can come on board and bring my model securities. I'm also looking for emerging manager opportunity. I know there's some out there I'm looking to manage capital. I'm not here to advise on capital. That's not what I'm here to do. And again, I'm not here to do anything social. I have no interest in doing that. I'm here to do the real thing of managing a real fund, to be a portfolio manager. And if anyone can help me with that, the goal here is to set up an ETF. That'd be great. Thank you.